Please tell me I'm not the only one seeing how rushed this is. I love this series. I've stated my opinions last episode on it. But you can definitely tell they're skipping over a lot of things, especially in this anime. I mean, it is so obvious. Okay, so every single little battle scene we saw in this episode only lasted maybe at the maximum 30 to 40 seconds. That's insane. It really is. I'm not saying that I want to see nothing but action, but I mean, seriously, how are we supposed to care about these characters in this entire 9 schools competition if they're skipping over every single battle sequence? I mean, think about this. I mean, we get to see Miyuki this episode unleash this devastating attack Inferno, and when we see this blizzard, but I really don't understand the meaning behind it. I mean, I understand that Tatsuya probably did something for it. It also is to show and demonstrate Miyuki's power, but I mean, how am I supposed to care when that entire fight ended in under like 30 to 40 seconds, and I'm like, okay, I mean, why am I supposed to care? Just, this series, I love it. I want to love it so much, I really do, but it's going at a pace that is so fast that it's boring. It really is. That's my honest opinion on it. I love the atmosphere this series gives off, and I love that music. I love the characters. I cannot look past how fast they are rushing this series. I mean, it's rushing so fast, you're barely learning anything, or there's barely any plot progression, technically, if you look at it in each individual episode, and that's kind of bad and sad at the same time, because I have a lot of hopes for this series. I do. I really have a lot of hopes. Just this episode demonstrates my problems I have addressed. Multiple episodes. And it's sad. It's upsetting. It is. Okay. So what did we find out? What was the main plot point that we should really pay attention to in this episode? For one thing, we find out more about the Yotsuba clan and that they are really trying to hide the entire factor that Tatsuya is silver, which was obvious, yes. But I mean, we find out that Tatsuya said he can overpower his aunt and take over the main head and take over pretty much the queen of the night. I think that's exactly what he said. That's what it said in the translations. And so, really interesting. So Tatsuya right now at the moment is stronger than his aunt, the leader of the Yotsuba clan, and at the same time, though, he says that even if he was to take her down, he still could not take down the rest of the clan members. So he's thinking smart, and at the same time, even though he can take down the main head honcho, he cannot take down everybody. So eventually, when Tatsuya probably gets the means and power to be able to overpower the aunt, and at the same time everybody else, most likely Tatsuya will do it. So we find out that Tatsuya's main goal at the moment is probably to take down the Yotsuba clan. At the same time, probably saving Miyuki in the process. That was one of the main plot points, besides finding out that the Crimson Prince was talking about Tatsuya and his CAD, and however he made the CAD was like 2 to 3 generations higher than their tech currently that they're using. And so it's crazy. It really demonstrates and shows how amazing Tatsuya is with his engineering abilities to construct these different CADs. Besides that, that's where this entire show developed. That's all really the main points of development of this entire episode was. Really, the main points that you should really pay attention to that was obvious. Everything else just mainly was senseless harem-type vibes I was getting, honestly. I mean, a lot of people have told me that this series doesn't have a harem. I understand that. It feels like a harem when you see a bunch of these girls constantly around Tatsuya, and you see them fangasming on Tatsuya, like, oh, he's so cool, I love that magic and stuff like that. Just, you could definitely tell. Majority of this episode was Tatsuya being fangasmed on. It really was. And the other half, you get to see Miyuki, looks like she's having some conflicting thoughts inside of her mind, where she knows that her brother, Tatsuya, is not getting the respect he deserves, which we have known of. And the ending of this episode was rather interesting. We get to see more of that prejudice of blooms and weeds, and they still haven't learned their lesson that Tatsuya is more amazing than them, but they continued wanting to beat a dead horse when they know they're going to lose. So, overall, I guess it's a good episode. I enjoyed the episode for the most part. I'm just upset with the way it's being handled, honestly. It's going fast. It really is. And I've expressed my issues enough, so I'm not really going to go over it again. Everybody, I love all of you so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.